Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be taking a look at second brains. It's been a pretty hot topic lately, and for good reason.
Yeah, it's really fascinating stuff.
It is. And I think we're going to uncover some really valuable insights from our source material today.
Absolutely. I'm excited to dive in.
So just to set the stage, for anyone who might new to the concept, a second brain is essentially like an external system for capturing, well, everything. All your ideas, notes, anything you learn, basically all the good stuff you want to remember and use later.
It's like having this incredible resource right at your fingertips, all your knowledge just ready to go.
Exactly. And the beauty of it is it's not just about like hoarding information. It's about actively using that knowledge to fuel your creativity, your personal growth, all that good stuff. Now, our source for today's deep dive has been using a second brain for over 3 years.
Wow, that's impressive.
I know, right? So I'm thinking we're going to glean some pretty valuable insights from their experience. Before we get into their specific journey, though, I think it's important to touch on the basic framework of a second brain. It's really not that complicated, which is great.
Right. It's surprisingly simple.
Yeah, it all boils down to this acronym: code, capture, organize, distill, express. So first you capture all those valuable bits of information, right?
Like those light bulb moments, those little sparks of insight that you don't want to lose.
Yeah, exactly. And the key here is it doesn't have to be fancy. Just jot it down on your phone, use a note-taking app, whatever works for you.
I actually just use a plain text file. Simple and effective.
Perfect. See, that's the thing with second brains. It's all about finding what works for you. Okay, so you've captured all these great ideas. Now what? Well, that's where organization comes in. You got to give all those brilliant thoughts a home where you can actually find them later.
Yeah. Makes sense. So like using tags, folders, categories, that sort of thing.
Exactly. Whatever system resonates with you. Then comes the distilling part. This is where you sift through all those raw notes and pull out the golden nuggets, the key takeaways, the aha moments, that kind of thing.
It's like refining that raw material into something you can actually use, right?
Exactly. And finally, we have express. This is where you take all those distilled insights and, well, you express them, share them with the world, apply them to your work, whatever feels right. So that's the basic framework. Now let's dive into some of the specific benefits that our source highlights. One of the biggest ones, which really resonated with me, is the idea of having all your learnings and insights easily accessible. No more frantically searching through notebooks or endless browser tabs.
Oh, tell me about it. I used to waste so much time just trying to find stuff.
I know, it's a productivity killer. But with a second brain, it's all right there, organized and ready to go. Our source also talks about how this system can help you avoid wasting time.
Yeah, like that feeling of, I know I read something about this somewhere, but you just can't find it.
Yeah, it's the worst. But a second brain can really eliminate that frustration.
And what I find really cool is that, once you have all this knowledge organized, it actually empowers you to help other people more effectively. Like if someone asks you a question, you can just pull up the relevant info and bam, you're a hero.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like you're not just storing information, you're actually using it to make a positive impact.
Exactly. And, when you think about those benefits, I think it taps into something deeper, some fundamental human desires, the desire to contribute, to grow, to leave a mark on the world.
Absolutely. Now, there's this really thought-provoking question that our source asks.
Mm-hmm.
What would you miss if your second brain was destroyed?
Oh, wow. That's heavy.
It is. I mean, I think about all the time and energy I've invested in building mine, all the valuable information it holds.
Right. And it's not just information, is it? It's like a reflection of your journey, your growth over time.
Totally. And that's what makes that question so powerful. It makes you realize how deeply connected we become to this externalized part of ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, imagine losing all that. It would be like losing a part of your history, your intellectual DNA.
It would be devastating. And, our source even talks about feeling too attached to their second brain.
Yeah.
Like, is it possible to become too reliant on this external system?
That's an interesting point. Like, is there a downside to having such a close connection to this thing? Could it hold us back in some way?
Right. It's definitely something to consider. But I think rather than viewing it as an attachment, maybe it's more helpful to think of it as a repository, a living document of your journey, a place where you can reflect on your growth and evolution over time.
That's a great way to look at it. So it's not just about information management, it's about personal growth and self-discovery as well.
Exactly. And I think that's a key takeaway from our deep dive today. A second brain is more than just a productivity tool. It's a powerful tool for self-reflection and understanding your own unique journey.
Absolutely. And to leave you with one final thought, Imagine your second brain could talk. What stories would it tell about your personal growth? What would it reveal about the impact you're making on the world?
It's something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.
See you then.